What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video. Now, it seems like my previous video with the Finnish F-18 demo display that I tried to replicate seems to have done extremely well. Thank you so much for all of you for commenting and for subscribing. It's been absolutely amazing, especially considering that I absolutely love doing that sort of stuff. And it's just a huge bonus that you guys seem to have really enjoyed it, and it's been fantastic. Now, in this video, we're going to specifically focus on a particular maneuver that Finnish F-18 does, which I don't think any other F-18 demo has. I've never seen it anywhere on YouTube. It seems to be specifically the Finns that are just the masters of the F-18 Pirouette, which is basically he goes over the top, gets some altitude, comes back down, and sort of at low speed just kind of almost stalls the aircraft, starts spinning around, kind of almost like an Su-30 or an Su-35 with thrust vectoring, but of course the F-18 doesn't have thrust vectoring, so considering that he's actually doing it is incredible. Now, one of you in the comments section has actually sent me this video and asked whether or not something like this could be replicated in DCS, and I was very curious myself, because that pirouette in this video that I'm about to show you is very, very pronounced. It's a little bit more pronounced than the one in the demo that from the Riet or Fairford Air Show that I have based my previous demo on, which, by the way, if you want to see that, link will be up in your right hand corner, so check that out. But anyway, in this one we are going to see if we can replicate this maneuver. So let's play the tape first of all and just see what we're dealing with. Okay, alright, so he's coming in at high speed. Don't know how fast. We're going to have to guesstimate lots of this, obviously. But he's got vapor coming off the wings there. I'm going to call it 0.9 Mach, something like that. Now, he dropped 16 flares. Yes, I counted. We're going to try and make it as real as we can in DCS and see if we can get pretty close to it. So he comes over the top here. It's pretty slow. So he's pulling a lot of vapor coming off the leading edges there, and then he sort of stalls it, and he does like a 1.5 rotations. I mean, that was almost like a belly flop. I mean, that was almost 0 degrees nose down, which is incredible. And then he continues with his air show. But yeah, anyway, we're going to see if we can replicate this crazy pirouette thing in DCS. We have 2 good engine starts. You're clear to disconnect the headset. We'll see you on the left with the pin. Thanks a lot. The first thing I want to say is that I think to make it happen, now, of course, I don't know how he did it in real life. I have absolutely zero idea, okay? But I can sort of guesstimate a few things. There's basically a few factors that can go into this. I don't know if he has used differential thrust, but I think our best bet is to use differential thrust in DCS. So we're going to bring back, if we're going to do this exactly the way he did it, which was basically a spin to the right, we're going to bring off the thrust on the right engine. We're going to increase it on the left engine. And I think the key will be to not overdo it. If we do like full idle on right and full mill on the left engine, there's a high chance we'll get into a spin potentially. So we need to be like super careful, really judge it. And then as we're coming out of the turn, or as we're coming out of the spin, recovering on the heading that we need to, which is 1.5. Basically, if you look at the runway pointing this way, we actually need to be pointing back the way when we're finished with this. We're going to have to do the opposite and probably actually adjust, give a little bit more thrust on the right engine, and then, work it that way, and then take off on the left engine. Which, by the way, in the camera, if it seems like I don't know my left and right, I do. It's just the way the camera is like a mirror image, so don't worry. We're going to go the right way. The other way of doing this maneuver potentially is to use the spin recovery switch, okay? I don't think that he has done that in real life. I could be completely wrong. By the way, again, I don't know. But if you do use the spin recovery switch, it gives you a lot more nose authority, so you can really do crazy angles. But if you do the crazy angles, especially with differential thrust, there's an extremely high chance that you will end up in a flat spin that you are just not going to have enough time to recover from. So we're going to try it without the spin recovery switch. We're going to see how it goes, and then if I think that just didn't look as good as real life, we're going to go and use the recovery switch and go full means, and you know, potentially we might even stall out the sky. We'll see. I don't know. We're going to start pulling up here. I've got the flare program set to 16 flares, 0.75 seconds apart to make it look super, super, super close to the real thing, which hopefully it will. We'll see as we start pulling up. And what else do we need? And nothing really. We are heading 255 down the runway here, so reciprocal heading is going to be about, call it 075, but obviously we can use the runway as a reference, which is, you know, which we'll be doing. So anyway, let's rock and roll, shall we? All right, let's go. There's a 90. Keep it there. Keep it there. Keep it there. Keep it there. Okay, pull back. Just keep it on the 30 there. That's good. Alright, let's go. Flares again. Full left rudder. Let's get the spin going. Differential thrust. Bring it back on both engines a little bit. Alright, start recovering. Perfect. Perfecto! And then I think he actually comes around and does something like this. Oh, look, there's the Russian Knights. That was pretty good. I don't know if we got enough. I don't know if we really got the nose as flat as we should have. Alright, let's see how it is. Oh man, I love DCS sound effects from... I mean, the thunder is amazing. SU-27 is even better, but... Oh, the cloud's gonna ruin it for us. Oh no! Just about see the airplane. I mean, it's pretty cool. We're not quite getting the nose anywhere near as much as we need to, you know? I feel like it needs to be more flat, so I reckon let's do spin recovery switch. Now, this is the most dangerous version, so kids do not try at home under any circumstances. But let's give it a shot here. Flown by a true professional. Right, here we go. Let's go. No flares. Uh-huh. To the vertical. I think 10,000 feet's about right. Okay. Okay. There's the runway. Pull back. Pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back, and here we go. Come on, differential thrust. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. See, he wants to drop the ailerons. We've got opposite... Sorry, he wants to drop the wings. We've got opposite aileron, which is not good. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's try that again. Alright, idle thrust. Let's bring it down. Now, pull, 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 pull. Bit of differential thrust, full rudder, full left rudder. I like it, but nope, it's just stalled. Doesn't want to give us. Should use burner? Nope. That was pants. Altitude. And this is what happens when you overdo the differential thrust. Yep. So my point is, if this guy really has used differential thrust in the Hornet there whilst he was trying to do it, you know, he must have been, yeah, potentially had to be pretty damn careful, because that was not desirable. Well, that was mission successful. No, but in all seriousness, I think it was mission successful. I think we managed to prove that, yeah, you can get the pirouette pretty close in the Hornet in DCS. No, I don't think it's as aggressive or as good as it is in real life in the Finnish F-18. Maybe because the flight control system is slightly got a like different, you know, tuning in it compared to the one that the Americans have, or I don't know, generally. But we gotta give some kudos to ED for, I think, making it, you know, somewhat plausible, realistic looking in DCS. And although, yes, I have some really big gripes with the F-18 flight dynamics. Like, there's a couple of bugs that have been there since day one and they haven't been fixed, whilst we're getting all these new radar modes and everything. And, you know, I could have a rant about this, but like, why do we have that stupid wobble when you have a quick direction change with the ailerons under load? And there's a few other things, like if you take off without flaps, it'll just start pitching up till infinity unless you put flaps down and back up. Don't know. But overall, I think it's great how cool, you know, you got that nose authority. It's amazing. And I think in real life, nose down authority, full forward stick, I should say, it's definitely a bit more pronounced, a bit better. You know, it really, there's a bit more of it in real life versus the, you know, what we have in the DCS. But nonetheless, amazing simulation, love it, and despite its all shortcomings, it's still incredible. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that as much as I've enjoyed making it. If you have, please make sure to destroy the living daylight out of the like button. Please comment down below if there's any other maneuvers or interesting air shows, etc., that you would like me to see if we can replicate and see how it goes. Be more than happy to consider. But otherwise, I shall catch you in the next one. Adios.